Today I want to show you how to tell a guy you like him. And I know you're afraid of getting rejected and you will hate me so much for sharing the first tip with you, but I have to share it with you anyway because it's so important. And before you close this episode and think to yourself, Sebastian, I already knew that, that's so lame, listen to it to the very end because there's a very important message in that. You can tell him that you like him in a very direct and honest way. Just keep in mind that even though you might be afraid of getting rejected, it's usually the best way to do it in an honest and authentic way. If you have the feeling, and it's just a little bit of a feeling, that he might like you too, then I would tell him because you have nothing to lose. If you don't tell him, you will only waste a lot of precious time, and in the end, you will be even more disappointed because then you've wasted weeks and weeks and weeks without telling him. And well, yeah, then you wasted all this time and you could have easily found it out earlier. And I've looked at some other videos and podcasts about how to tell a guy that you like him. And all these other podcasts and articles and videos, they just gave these basic tips of touch him and flirt with him and look at him, but it has nothing to do with actually telling him. And that's why I want to focus this episode on really helping you to tell him that you like him. And the first step is, in my opinion, in my very humble opinion, to tell him in a very direct way, because then you just know it. And if you don't have the confidence right now to tell him, if you feel like, hey, I really don't want to tell him, I don't feel confident enough to do it, then you can inquire for a Skype coaching session with me. I'm happy to help you to give you this confidence and to show you how you can tell him in a way without fear, without being afraid, without worry. And yes, this is possible because I helped other women to do it. And in fact, there's one of my Skype coaching clients who I had to talk to for 20 minutes until she believed me that telling the guy she liked that she in fact likes him was the best choice because this guy had already showed some signs of interest. Finally, she did it, and she just told him, I can't hold back anymore, I have to tell you I'm really into you. And now they are a happy couple and I'm very proud of them. And I know that you can achieve the same. But if you don't want to do this, if you want to go the indirect way, if you want to beat a little bit around the bush until you then reach the destination, you can of course do that too. And you can do that by giving him a compliment that makes him jump up and down like a kangaroo, a compliment that makes him really happy. Because if you show him through your compliments that you like him, then he will get the point and he might even make the first move. You can, for example, compliment his appearance, or you can compliment his personality, or you can compliment his boyfriend qualities. And that's something that I would do. Give him a compliment about a quality that women are usually looking for in a boyfriend. For example, you can compliment him for his honesty, for the fact that you feel safe with him, for the fact that he's so caring, for the fact that you have the feeling that he protects you. And if you give him these type of compliments, then he will get it. He will be like, hey, wait a minute. Does she want me as a boyfriend? Maybe I should make a move. And you can kiss him the moment he tells you that he likes you. And this is the other way around. If you are in this lucky position, which you can create, and I can show you how to create it in a Skype coaching session. But if you are in this lucky self-made position where he then confesses his feelings to you, then I would really go all in and kiss him in this moment, because this creates this Hollywood moment. And yes, that's also freaking romantic for him. So if you then kiss him in this moment, woo, his endorphins will dance salsa. And tell him that you feel safe and secure with him. When a woman tells us, and I can really say that as a man, when a woman tells me that she feels safe and secure with me, I get the clue, I get the hint. Because a woman who sees me as a friend would never say that. And in the same way, you can use this psychological loophole to tell him that you like him. Let him know that he makes you feel safe and secure. And I promise you, he will get the hint. And let's be honest, you don't just want him to like you. You want him to be obsessed with you. Because think about it, when he's obsessed with you, then he can't stop thinking about you. And well, then he will tell you how much he's into you. So you don't have to do anything. And the subtle trigger phrase that is hidden in the 12 words that you'll discover if you click on the link in the description give you this power over him. And ask him if he has a girlfriend. That's also a great way to tell a guy that you like him. Because if you ask him, hey, do you have a girlfriend? or you suggest that his girlfriend must be really lucky, then he will most likely also get the clue. And this is the overall principle when it comes to telling a guy you like him. Either you tell him in a very direct way with your behavior or with your words, or you allow him to tell you that he likes you by, you could say by laying all these breadcrumbs on the floor and by allowing him to follow these breadcrumbs. And one of the biggest and most obvious breadcrumbs you can throw in front of his feet is when you actually tell him, hey, do you have a girlfriend? Hey, your girlfriend must be really happy to have you. And look out for signs that show you that he likes you, and then simply assume that he likes you. And here's how you do that. Let's say you have the feeling, hey, this guy likes you. He always comes closer. He always gives me compliments. He always wants to hang out with me, but he hasn't made a move yet because maybe he's just too shy. Here's what you can do. You can assume that he likes him. You can just start the sentence with, hey, I have the feeling that you're a little bit into me, am I right? And you do it in this joking, playful way where he doesn't really know if you're serious or if you're just joking around. And this will put him on the spot, and then he will tell you that he likes you too. And find out more about his hobbies and interests, and then come to the conclusion that you have so much in common and that you're so compatible. Let's say he has a hobby and you like to do that too. Let's just use basketball as an example. He's into basketball, you're into basketball, and you then communicate to him in a very direct way that you have so much in common and that you're so compatible. And if you want to take it one step further, you can say, hey, we're such a great team. Hey, we would be an amazing couple. And if you again lie these very obvious breadcrumbs on the floor, then he will get it. I mean, unless he's completely retarded. But if he doesn't get it, then he's really retarded and you should choose another guy. But usually when you give him these big breadcrumbs, then he gets it and he will tell you. And suggest that you spend time alone away from your friends. And if he says yes, it's a clear sign that he likes you. And this is the perfect way to tell him that you like him if you have mutual friends. Let's say there's one guy in your friendship circle, in your social circle, that you're really attracted to, but you don't know how to tell him that you like him. And you don't want to do it in a direct way because you're afraid that he rejects you, especially if he rejects you in front of your friends. So what you can do is to suggest that you meet alone. Just say like, hey, I would love to see that movie. Do you want to watch it with me? Or hey, I want to take a walk in the park. Do you want to join? Just something casual. And when he agrees to that, and he then shows any other signs of interest while he's walking with you in the park or while he's watching a movie with you, then he really likes you. And then it's so easy for you to tell him that you like him, especially if you use the trigger phrase that is hidden in the 12 words that you discover if you click on the link in the description. This will make it so much easier for you. And if you're too shy to tell him in person, you can also tell him via text. But I would highly recommend to do it in person, because when it comes to texting, it's so easy to have misunderstandings and it's just way more personal if you do it in person. That's why it's called in person. And if you don't have the confidence to do it, like I said, I'm happy to coach you and to turn you into an incredibly confident woman so that you have this power to tell him exactly, I really like you. And don't worry too much about whether or not he likes you back, because there are plenty of fish in the sea, that's what I wanted to say. So yes, don't worry about it too much. There's so many guys out there. I know you want this guy, but the more you think about, I have to get him, the more you're fixated on this one guy, the more you start to worry and the less you will allow yourself to actually act on your desire and to actually tell him, hey, I like you. But what if you want to be 100% sure that he likes you too? In fact, that he not only likes you, but that he's obsessed with you. If you give him the feeling that he's irreplaceable, then he's yours. And you can click on the link in the description if you want to find out how you can easily give him this feeling. And you can also use the, oh my god, I just sent it to the wrong number text for telling him that you like him. And I know this sounds a little bit weird and childish, but it can work really well. You can, for example, send him a text message in which you pretend to text to your friend and say how much you like this guy, which is then, coincidentally, the guy you sent the text message to. And you can also let a friend who you really trust tell him that you like him. And this is again a little bit childish. If you really don't want to tell him directly, then it's an option. It's an option that I wouldn't use, but it's an option that you can use. I would always do it yourself because it shows that you're a confident woman. And confident, successful men are attracted to confident women. That's why I can highly recommend that you tell him that you like him in person. But if you don't want to do it, you can still ask a friend, hey, would you tell Jason that I really like him? And then boom, he will know it. And the last technique that I want to share with you that allows you to tell a guy that you like him is to let him know that one day he will make a woman very happy because he's such an amazing boyfriend. And yes, he will get the hint. I mean, that's a breadcrumb that's so big that if you throw it at him, he will get knocked out by that breadcrumb. And if you then come closer and closer and you show him with your behavior that you also like him, then he will tell you, hey, I really like you. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.